Okay, Sven. Now, Doobie Doobie Doo would like to know more about the Kenya sessions, your CD, which is coming out in February next year on the German label Ping Pong, right?
Pingy Pong.
Oh, Ping Pong.
Ping Pong is close.
Pingy Pong. Right, and actually, I'm very sure that the Doobie Doobie Doo readers are interested, and in terms of a German guy from Hamburg going all the way with his girlfriend, who's also a video artist, and did that video, which we will show after this interview. Just could you tell us how did you come to this idea to go to Kenya, do this recording, etc.?
So the idea was, or maybe let's say the starting point of the project was already in 2008, because I'm very often I'm creating music for choreographers, for contemporary dance pieces, for contemporary ballet, and I created the music for a choreographer from Hamburg called Angela Guerrero, and she did a piece together with dancers from Ethiopia and with dancers from Kenya, and the piece was developed there. So I had to go with her together to Addis Ababa and also to Nairobi. And in Nairobi, I met with Johannes Hosfeld, the director of the Goethe Institute in Nairobi, and then together we sat down. Before I went back to Hamburg, together we sat down and thought about a music project we could do together. And then we both had the idea to come again to Kenya, then 1 year later, 2009, to go really up country, to really leave the metropolitan areas, and to go really to very small villages and to meet traditional musicians and to play with them and to record them, to produce or to create a new album that combines my music together with all these different field recordings. That was the basic idea. So then in 2009 I went together with Agnieszka Szyminska, my girlfriend. She did a blog called www.barabara.fm, and she also shooted most of the videos, or all the videos, and so we went up country there for 5 weeks to a lot of different areas. We've been to the Nyanza region, which is very close to Lake Victoria, and we've also been to the coast, to Mombasa, Malindi, which is culturally totally different. Also the music is totally different. And and then 5 weeks later I went back to Hamburg and to try to combine it with my music and to write down what the people played there and to analyze it in a certain way.
So I'm very sure before you went to, in 2008, 2009, you had a different idea of Africa, Africans. But after coming back, something must have changed in you regarding African people, or like Kenyan people, African culture, African music. What has changed?
I mean, the most important thing is that Africa as Africa doesn't exist at all. I mean, you don't say, of course you say Europe, but Stockholm is Europe, Madrid is Europe, and Berlin is Europe, and there's so many different cultures and so many different ways of life, and that's the same in Africa. I mean, especially in a country like Kenya, you go to Nairobi and it's really, there are some districts that are so modern and so high tech, and then you're leaving Nairobi and you go really up country, and it's totally different world. So the people listening to different music, they are playing different music, they have
what kind
other
of music
languages.
do they listen to?
In Nairobi?
Yeah.
I was very surprised because when I've been to Nairobi for the first time, I went to a lot of cafes and bars, and they all play this MTV, hip hop, R&B stuff, like New York maybe.
So American music.
American music. And therefore we all had the idea to to look after the traditional music and really to go in the small cities, small areas. So and so Africa is so complex, and Kenya as well is so complex. There's so many different cultures and religions also, and different.
So how did you meet then the two members?
The two members? I am. You mean Goyanengo and
Yes,
Ortega?
right.
So the whole journey was prepared together with Johannes Hosfeld, the director, and two producers from Nairobi, Tabu Ususa and Raymond Mackenzie also, and they knew a lot of people there in these different areas. So and Goyanengo is an old singer.
She's a really singer.
She's a singer. She's a dodo singer, which is kind of a music culture. Dodo singers always tell the people.
Spell it?
Dodo is D-O-D-O.
Okay.
And dodo singer always the singer who tell the people what is coming next. It's kind of, you know,
Like a griot in Senegal or Mali. Griot, is it the same?
I don't know griot. Maybe it is.
Okay.
And then we went to her village and to meet with her and to make recordings together with her, and I was so impressed by her voice, and it was such a great experience, and I really loved to work out that particular song. It was so much fun, so interesting to sit down, to write down her lines and to analyze what she's doing. It was so great.
What was so great? What was it different from what you knew?
I think it's most of all it's the timing. So usually
you mean the time, like 1, 2, 3.
The phrasing, maybe the phrasing. So usually she's singing and she's accomplishing herself with two big shakers,
Yes.
which are very, very loud. And then of course you're getting to the pulse very easily. But then I asked her to leave these shakers away and just to sing, and then I was totally lost. So I had no idea where the pulse is, where the metronome is. I had no idea. I was totally lost. And then, of course, back home I had to sit down and to realize what is she doing. I mean, where's the pulse and where's the timing, where's the rhythmic structure?
But she had no problem. You had the problem.
Of course. For her, it was totally clear where the pulse is, of course. But for me, not at all. And but so after a while, I really got into this more and more. So and that was so interesting to see how the phrasing works and how I could combine it with my things. And it was great. And Ulis Ortega is a very young musician from Nairobi. I just met him, I think, 3 days before I went back to Germany. And we very quickly did some recordings at a public library in Nairobi because it was very silent there, and so we could do some corner, we could do some recordings. And so then I decided, I mean, there are so many other options, but then I decided to start this performance idea of the whole project together with these two musicians, with Goyanengo.
By the way, the second musician, is it a man or a woman?
It's a man, Ulis Ortega. It's pretty young.
And he's on the video too?
No, we unfortunately don't have a video.
Ah.
It's just a song. I think he's singing the 5th song on the album, which is called "Too Good to Be True." And and both singers are coming from the Nyanza region, and it's pretty interesting because Goya is really an old woman who sings that style in the traditional way, and Ulis Ortega is one of these young, hip, modern guys from Nairobi, but also very related to the traditions in a way, but in a different way as Goya is.
Okay, and the last thing is, what is the goal of this CD for you?
Well, I mean, what's the goal of CDs in general? I mean, today it's not anymore to sell any
CDs. This is special, so I mean, I'm sure you have a goal. Do you want to let people know in Europe that Kenya's music is...
I wouldn't go so far. I would say it's more... I mean, I can talk only for myself, and I was very interested to to work with that kind of music and to try to combine it. How does it sound? I mean, first in the beginning, I had no idea how the album will sound at the end. So, and that was my personal aim. And of course,
So you want to share?
I want to.
experience
Yeah,
with-
of course. I mean, I learn a lot, and I hope everybody there has learned a lot. And so it's a great cooperation, and maybe that's the basic idea, but it's not about the album. So I would say the album is part of the project, and the project is about learning from each other and trying to come together and to combine something together and to be inspired by each side. So,
Okay. Thank you.